This is America.
I want to ask also to stop acting shocked. So part of white feminism is acting so surprised. And when people of color trust you enough to tell you their story, believe us without expressing shock. Because when you express shock, it pushes you away from the blame.
Boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. I need to wash my eyes out after just seeing this clip that I just watched. But I have no choice but to react to and share it with you guys because the level of cringe in this video is astronomical, okay? As it is a clip from a documentary called Deconstructing Karen, right? Which apparently features this dinner that these two women right here, Miss Regina Jackson and Miss Saira Rowe. Regina Jackson, the black woman, and Saira Rowe, the Indian woman, okay? And they are having a conversation with white women at the table in which white women basically engage in what would be described as self-hatred, okay? Because anytime a black person does this, right, they say that, hey, these are the problems with black people in the black community. They say it's self-hatred. They say you hate yourself, right? So, I mean, I guess you can apply the same thing here, right? You have white women, okay, who are going to engage in self-hatred and beg and plead and kiss the ring of these woke women and talk about how racist they are, right? How they are a part of the structure of white supremacy. And I'm telling you, it is truly some cringe stuff. So I want to talk about it. But before I get into that, I just want to let you guys know. My name is Greg Foreman, and if you like my channel, you support my channel, you can check out my merch, my donkey pox shirts, the disease that is affecting America, or my hashtag no days off / hard work patriotic t-shirts, or my MAGA hub shirts. There's plenty of cool merch for you guys to check out at my website, gforemanbcp.com. Get 20% off using discount code gforemanbcp. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get into this.
I think news, we could all agree, makes things worse than when we were younger and our age, right?
No, that's not true. How does the news make things worse?
Because they, like when I was younger, the things that were shown were not shown when I was younger.
But I feel like it's more rampant now. People have a free pass to just go and be their white supremacist self on display because there's a free pass for it, in my opinion.
I think what she's talking about is all these Karen and the Wild videos that, you know, people like Rashard Richie talk about, right? The race hustlers, okay? Where they show white people, out of context, really, a lot of these videos, doing things that appear to be racist, okay? And I'm not saying that some of those things aren't racist. Obviously, there are individuals in this country who do, you know, are just assholes, right? Who do commit acts that people can deem to be racist. But again, they put these videos out here to make it seem like there's some type of epidemic of that happening in this country. And what's funny, guys, is that let's say it is an epidemic of white people being rude, right? Or being mean to people that are not white, okay? Is that a bigger problem than, let's just say, the crime crisis in this country? Let's get more specific. The looting crisis in this country. Because I did a video earlier today. If you guys haven't seen it yet, I haven't put it out yet as of the making of this video. But we have black teenagers, mainly black teenagers, not all black teenagers, but it seems to be 99% black teenagers committing acts of violence and looting stores. Okay, and this is not a one-time thing. This is happening all over the country. And nobody's come to the table and say, hey, we need to have a conversation about black youth in this country and some of these acts of violence that we're seeing being committed in these communities. Again, we're not just talking about gang stuff. We're talking about, like, again, random stuff like stores being looted. That's not to try to deflect away from the conversation. I guess what I'm saying is, what I'm asking is, what's more important, right? Passive-aggressive behavior from white women or actual real acts of violence and criminal activity? If you listen to the mainstream liberal media, passive-aggressive behavior from whites is much more important than that, right? Again, it really blows my mind. I think our priorities are out of line here, but let's continue forward.
I mean, given our current political climate and the leader of our country.
When I was in Charleston, South Carolina last summer, I get into my Lyft, and the guy turned around and looked at me, and he said, lady, he goes, I hate to have to say this to you, but if I get pulled over, you're just another black woman, and he's black, and he said, put your hands up do as they say, do not make any trouble.
He actually told you that.
But you're Indian, right? You're Indian. You're an Indian woman. You're clearly not black. So I don't even believe this story. You know, again, I've been to Charleston, South Carolina. One of my favorite places on earth. Okay? Great city. As a black person, I've been to the beach. I've ate at nice restaurants there. I've been to weddings there. I've done everything that you can do there in Charleston, South Carolina. Great city. I've never experienced 1 ounce of racism, okay? Or anything that I would deem to be even passive aggressive behavior or is being treated differently because of my race. Mainly because I don't think about it, right? I don't live my life thinking about, oh my God, what does this white person think about me? I'm in the South and I'm in South Carolina. God, yeah, no, that's not how I live my life, okay? That's not how I live my life. And because of that, lo and behold, I have never experienced anything like that, at least in that city, put it that way. I'm just saying, I don't believe this story here. I really don't.
Yeah, of course. Of course.
To protect her.
To protect him and to protect me.
Where were you?
That's the life he lives.
And
that's his reality.
But that's
insane.
But
that's his reality, whether it's insane or
No,
not.
I'm not saying he's insane. I'm saying it
I
is
get it.
insane.
But
Can you
what we're
explain?
saying is, this is America.
I want to ask also to stop acting shocked. So part of white feminism is acting so surprised when we
It's a
tell you.
surprise.
But it is. Why are you telling us not to act the way that we act if it is surprising?
Because
to me,
okay.
that is.
Now white women can't act surprised. You can't act surprised when you hear stories of racism. You can never satisfy these wokes. Because if you could satisfy them, they wouldn't have a show like this. These two women, let's rewind here. This Indian woman and this black woman, they've created the ultimate hustle. This is the race hustler's dream. We're going to have a dinner. We're going to stage a dinner where we're going to sit down a bunch of white women and have them beg and plead and ask for forgiveness. And then we're going to tell them how bad they are, right? And then we're going to tell them every little microaggression that we don't like. And it will never end. It will never stop. We will always find something to complain about, right? That's what's happening here. Again, genius idea. The idiots are actually these women at the table that decided to participate in this nonsense.
Acting so surprised when we tell you.
But it is. Why are you telling us not to act the way that we act if it is surprising?
Because
to me, that is surprising.
That upholds white supremacy. So what I'm saying, I'm asking all of you that when we express to you, and I'm not just talking about Regina and I, because when this dinner is over, like this is a blip, right? You go back into the world. And when people of color trust you enough to tell you their story, believe us without expressing shock. Because when you express shock, it pushes you away from the blame.
That might have been the dumbest thing I've heard in my life. That might have been the stupidest thing I've ever heard in my life. So expressing shock towards hearing stories of racism, if you're white, is a form of white supremacy. Because it erases the racism or something. I don't know what she's trying to say here. I have no clue what she's trying to say. I guess she's trying to say that expressing shock is almost like them saying that I don't believe it, right? Or that I can't believe that happened. Maybe that's what she's trying to say here. I have no clue.
That makes me very angry because I don't look at that.
I was born in 1950. You know what I expect of white women? Not a damn thing.
You know what's funny? Again, if this is a white man saying, I was born in 1950, and you know what I expect of Negroes? Not a damn thing, right? If a white man said that, again, imagine how people would be acting. Imagine how they would act. Would not be acceptable, but totally acceptable for her to say this.
Nothing. I expect nothing of you because you have never given me anything. I can't trust you.
Can't trust you. Can't trust you. Yeah, imagine a white man saying, I can't trust the blacks. You never did anything positive for me. You never given me anything. So I can't trust you. Right?
Okay?
But how can we come together when you say something like, I will never trust a white woman? If we
You can't. You can't. That's the point. They're not trying to come together. Right? They don't want to come together and sing Kumbaya. They are agents of chaos. Because their grift relies on this. They rely on racial chaos. They rely on them being racist. They don't want to actually heal the race problems in this country. Because if they did that, they would be unemployed. Right? They would have a form of income. So what they're going to do is that they're going to say that everything you do is racist. And this is why they will never be pleased. It will never end.
We had a really heart-to-heart talk. You said you would never trust me.
Well, I would have to see.
But out of all your years in life, you've never trusted a white woman.
Well, let me put it this way. The ones I have trusted have come back to disappoint me.
I guarantee you, she trusted the white woman that helped produce this show, right? I guarantee you she put some trust in them.
Yeah, that's sad.
Yeah.
It's interesting to me that, Marnie, that when Regina's talking about her feelings and how she doesn't trust white women, instead of saying, my God, well, how can, why? What about me? That's what you said. Would you trust me? What if we had a heart-to-heart conversation? Why are your feelings so hurt?
Both of you, though, has been about...
It's like a hate against us. Like, I feel like it's like...
It's been very aggressive.
That really, hurts me that somebody would not...
But why are your feelings more important than the reality of the violence of our lives?
Oh my God. Oh my God. Well, I mean, look, here's the thing. The point of that conversation, guys, is just to show you the race hustlers can and never will be satisfied. Okay, you can come to the conversation. You can come to the woke altar and beg for forgiveness, right? You can repent for your alleged sin of being born white, and they still will never forgive you. There will always be a problem, right? And when you express that, hey, you know, I don't like the fact that you guys seem to hate me because of my skin color, they tell you to shut up because your feelings are not more important than their feelings, right? Again, it's absolutely amazing how this works. These women, again, I would have never signed up for a conversation like this. I don't know why they did, right? Because talking to these people is like talking to a brick wall. They have no incentive to actually try to come together and to fix and solve racism. They don't actually have any incentive to do that. That is why the so-called anti-racists want to be more racist, right? That's why they're pushing more racism, because the more racism there is, the more money they make, right? It's really that simple. So let me know what you guys think. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Most importantly, share a Black conservative perspective. Peace.